But you're not coming in without a mask.
Excuse me.
Did not side. They are corrupt.
We're going to uphold the law. It's a public meeting.
So, on top of laws, we have city ordinances, right? It's not a law. It's
so what does the city ordinance say about
I'm just saying, so there's also now a health ordinance.
Don't be afraid to say
Normal. Put your mask on and go in. I don't care.
I tried. Y'all won't let me go in.
You wouldn't let her in. You wouldn't let her in.
I tried to put it. That's wrong. It's not about mad. That's against the law. That's against the law.
This ain't his
You're a
building.
little late on that one.
He don't own this building. He cannot.
This is our building.
The building they are referring to is the Bartlett City School Administration Building, just outside of Memphis, Tennessee. In part 1 of Tyranny in Tennessee, we are going to take a look at one September school board meeting. During this public meeting, dozens of parents were denied access. They were not even allowed to request an accommodation. Officers and school security, at times, manhandled women and threatened to arrest law-abiding citizens who just wanted their voices heard. Body cameras were repeatedly adjusted. One officer repeatedly failed to identify himself and even turned his name badge around to apparently hide his identity. To us, the events of this evening are appalling. We are going to play for you some of the more memorable moments from outside the building, as we were also denied entry as members of the press. We want you to ask yourselves, is this how we expect an open and transparent government to conduct themselves? Is this how a free country treats its citizens? We don't think so, and over the next few videos you will see the pattern of corruption, intimidation, and use of force is not only present, but is running rampant all over Tennessee.
They're locking the doors. They won't let you in without a mask. They won't accept medical or religious exemptions.
Hey, are you Gary?
Yes.
I need to come in and get my stuff.
Okay, you got a mask?
Where's the box that mask came in?
I'll bring you one.
But where's the box that mask came in? I want to see where the box of ingredients says on the mask.
I'll bring you a mask.
Fine, but may I please see the mask
No, ma'am,
box?
I'll bring you a mask.
Oh, so it has a Chinese box, but you're not going to let us in? But I can come in still, though. This is a public meeting.
With the mask. With the mask. Yes, ma'am.
Where's the law that says that?
With the mask, you can come.
This is a publicly owned building.
This parent was threatened with truancy after her exemptions were denied. Now, forced to homeschool her children, she's here to collect a refund of fees and pick up school supplies her children left behind, as well as attend the public meeting. Watch what happens when she tries to sneak in the door.
Please don't put your hands on me, please. I'm not doing anything. I just want to get my property.
And I will bring your property out to you, but you're not coming in without a mask.
Excuse me. Do not push me, sir. That's assault.
This is a public building. There's no way they're violating law. It's a public meeting. Whose side are you going to take?
No, put it on. You're telling me I can't come in? Hold on, wait. I'm not doing anything. Hey, what are you doing?
You don't know the law.
How long does my child have to sit inside of a mask?
Why do you think we're screaming and yelling? Because this is ridiculous and you know it.
Psychologically for the rest of his
You
life.
go home and you say this is a bunch of garbage. You go home and you say that. But you sit here and you protect it. Why do you do that?
I literally
Do what is right.
Now do this damage to teach them. This is how you interact with people. This is how. But you don't because you're standing here in between us and them. They need to overturn this.
But can y'all hear me?
When is the time to yell? About kids? About myself? Never? There's never a time to
I'm
yell.
sorry, I can't comply with y'all. I'm here to stand my ground.
Thank you.
My child has got to breathe.
You cannot tell me I can't come. Now you're enforcing. Why can't I come in?
Ma'am, just come out.
You don't take your...
Please do not touch me. Do not touch me. Do not touch me.
Get off my wife!
What?
Keep from stuff getting broken and people...
We're not going to break anything. We're going to yell at them.
Sir, we're wanting to attend the public meeting. Please let us in. I've got my mask.
So, on top of laws, we have city ordinances, right? It's not a law. It's
So
a
what does the
city.
city ordinance say about
I'm just saying. So there's also now a health ordinance.
Don't be afraid to stand up.
Ordinances, directives, and mandates are not
It's
law.
mandated.
Forget all
It's
It's
one
not
committee
law.
talking to another committee.
Show me the law.
Okay, question. What law are you enforcing right now?
Yeah.
Did I say I was
What-
there enforcing a law?
What is a
Resident of Bartlett for the last 25 years. I have 2 sons in the school system. One of my sons is in the special needs department, and he is forcing to wear mask every single day, and coming home with a note every day that he's not wearing properly the mask. What do you want me to do? That's what I'm here to tell them, you know, that I have the right to choose not to wear, but they don't let us in. Why? We need answers now. Why?
Because this is a public meeting,
You
you're
are
not
illegal.
letting me
Go
in.
to file a federal lawsuit.
I don't have to. I'm calling my Bartlett police officers to do this and let me in.
And you taking them off?
Fight for your freedom like this. We don't treat you like a criminal because you haven't committed a crime. Why are we being treated like this?
And masks
And our kids.
Look, I am witnessing a violation of Tennessee
cannot
code.
deny us access. It's a public forum.
our tax dollars pay for this.
Paid like a guard in a church to discriminate about who you think should go in.
This is not a private
This is
entity.
the whole reason
This
why
is
they
a
even have this
public
meeting.
forum.
Why don't we just do it like Bolivia? We don't even have a meeting and they just do what they want to.
Bring them
Because
out
that's what you
here.
do. I am medically exempt and you won't let me
The
in.
school security is in charge of this meeting, okay, as far as who comes in or out.
This is a section for public comment at a public meeting.
Our Constitution,
Medical
okay, well, our
exemption.
Constitution,
wait,
if
wait,
you go down
wait,
there,
right.
it
You don't
clearly
have a
says you don't have a
Julie,
right to
Julie,
let
let
me
him
come
talk.
out.
I hear
He's
you.
making a
You
good
don't
point.
have a problem with what we're doing.
I don't have a problem with what you're doing out here.
So Emily, you were given an ultimatum. You're not doing an ordinance. You're not doing a law. You were given an
I'm
ultimatum.
doing my job.
Yeah, keep saying that. Great excuse.
I've had heart failure from a congested heart, and I don't have the ability to push air in and out adequately wearing a mask. So I'm exempt from it, and the policeman understands that, but he still refuses to respond to it. He'd rather talk about the other people that are giving him grief. All they had to do is just let me in, and they won't do it.
They can't deny us. They cannot deny us per the executive order, per the health directive. They cannot deny us access if we have a medical exemption. They cannot deny us per the health directive. Enforce it.
Our recommendation is if you got an exemption or something like that, we'll say, hey, hopefully they'll accommodate that. But I can't tell them what to do.
Absolutely.
Their meeting.
That's what the court system's for. Yes, sir. Is there a way to request a reasonable accommodation?
It'll get to be 10,000.
I would like to know what the process is to request a reasonable accommodation as is required by the Americans with Disabilities Act for a medical condition. I would also like, because I have people in this crowd that need a religious exemption, which is a right protected by the First Amendment. I understand. Yes, absolutely. I would like to just ask the head of security in there how to get a reasonable accommodation. How do I request a medical or religious accommodation?
It's not fucking right.
How would I request a reasonable accommodation, sir? I am requesting a reasonable accommodation. I would still like to know how I request a reasonable accommodation for an American with Disabilities Act recognized medical condition.
Okay, what is his name? Let us pick his name.
I need a reasonable accommodation slip.
Okay, y'all had to peek. Let me be clear. We asked you to follow a protocol. You refused. We have no right to let you in here.
I've asked for a reasonable accommodation as is required by law.
I'm not gonna argue with you because in a few minutes we're gonna escort everybody off this property. Simple about medical exemptions. If they don't have to wear a mask. He said, hey,
That's in violation of the
I
law.
was told, we talked to our attorney. They said there's no exemption currently under the whatever the
Ask a doctor. This is the problem.
So you're saying there are no exemptions?
I'm saying I was told
Who
by
would
them.
know about
Okay,
that?
then there are no
Any
exemptions.
exemptions.
Sorry,
I
so,
said, hey,
yep.
what about people with exemptions? Are we gonna let them in? He goes, no. I was told they contacted their attorney and they're not letting.
Was this a verbal conversation or?
The ultimatum
Okay. Notice this officer's name badge. Right now, it's facing forward and visible. But just moments later, we notice it had been flipped around. So we asked him to identify himself. This is the response we got. Can I get your name and identifying information, sir? Can I get your name and badge number, sir? No. Sir, can I please get your name and badge number? Fear not, This kind of transparency seems par for the course. Here, one of the security guards is telling another guard to adjust his camera, most likely telling him to turn off the audio so they could speak privately. Had we noticed this just once, it would be a non-starter. But unfortunately, it happened all night long.
It's not fucking right.
How would I?
Put his camera on.
Your mask protects you. Not me.
Sounds like the mafioso. The mafioso tells you to do something, you better do it or you'll be...
What is a police officer's duty? What am I doing that's illegal? What is a police officer's duty? Let us in! This is a public meeting!
What is a police officer's duty?
Do something.
Because you're not doing anything.
I just told you, he's not letting us yell through the glass. Thank you. Can we yell through the glass?
This is your worker, please.
Can we yell through the glass?
Please do this.
You're arguing with us. We don't want to. We want to argue with them.
It's not you guys. It's not you. We're trying not to.
Can we yell through the glass?
I am trying not to be disrespectful. Please let us be heard.
Him. He's apparently calling the shots.
He's the supervisor.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not my job to
He said we could yell through the glass.
Listen.
I'm literally begging you. Please let me get in here and let me be heard.
He's not letting us.
Why?
So you said you got a child in school. You got two in school. All right, cool. You double me. Good job. All right. So do you agree with the mask mandates or not on children? Can we have choice at least? Do you believe in choice? Parents should choose them, right?
I was not against the governor's order.
Okay, you believe in choice.
That is
I was not against it.
Swedish nature to be neutral in this.
And that's all we want. We want choice. If
Realistically,
people
that's
want to
all we
wear
want.
these things for the next 150 years, we don't care. We just don't want to.
Overrode that. Okay. Now they can't even do that. But it's got to go through the court system.
No, it doesn't. It's just not. Because we're not fighting for Shelby County's ordinances. We're just purely fighting for Bartlett's,
which is its own municipality.
But Bartlett, and I don't agree with this either, but Bartlett adopts Shelby County's orders.
They don't.
They don't have to. You're right, they don't.
Who?
That's what we want to talk to.
Let him talk. We want to hear what he's got
I
to.
agree with you or not. It's not the issue here. The issue is the government is going by Shelby County Health Department's executive order.
Not doing a wall. You were giving an
I'm
ultimatum.
doing my job.
Great excuse.
No, I wouldn't. I've got a mess, right? So it's in the
You can't overrule that.
I don't think you can either, but they're doing it.
It doesn't matter what's in the they can tell kids.
But here's the thing when it comes to me, right?
You're following orders. I get
They
it.
say no one with no mask. I have to say, hey,
I
no one with
understand.
no
I
mask.
understand. Just doing my job. The Milgram Shock Experiment. Look it up, because it's time to educate ourselves. We owe it to our country. Now, if these are the parents that the Biden administration is sending the FBI after, then I wonder what they're going to do with our next story. In part 2 of Tyranny in Tennessee, we learn how one woman attended a public meeting only to return home with bruises, seen here. This was not done at the hands of a security guard or a police officer, but rather allegedly by an elected official. I say allegedly because the video of the incident is being withheld due to security concerns. Remember, there's no such thing as darkness, only the absence of light. And if you would like to bring light to things going on in Tennessee, please reach out at chase@actfreenow.com or consider supporting our mission by visiting actfreenow.com/donate. Make sure you tune in next week for part 2 of Tyranny in Tennessee.